Hey, very good evening to you on Friday, June the 18th. It's now about 20 to 6. I'll be as brief as I possibly can be. We need to get home, don't we, for the football later on, no doubt. I'm just noticed I'm looking a bit pink here today. I've been out on sports day, more about that in a second, but I really must learn that I have got red hair. The sun and I aren't best of friends, and yeah, it looks like I've gone a bit pink today, but a bit of after sun later on, no doubt, to try and calm down the glowing look. Anyway, I hope you had a good week. Number of things to mention today, but only very briefly. Just his second finish with Mrs. Baxter, our wonderful examinations officer, approving and submitting all the GCSE and A-level grades. That's been a long, challenging process. It hasn't finished yet, of course, but thank you to Mrs. Baxter, Mrs. Ingham, Mr. Fennick, all those people I mentioned before, all the teachers involved, because I think it's been handled exceptionally well. And let's just hope that our grades get accepted, and let's hope that the young people are happy with those grades in the main come August the 10th and the 12th. But some quality assurance to take place now by the boards, with various sampling, etc. Yeah, fingers crossed that all goes smoothly over the coming weeks before those results days in August. But yeah, thank you once again for all of you involved in those, and well done to the young people for their performances, of course. I hope, as I say, you are satisfied with what you will have achieved. Okay, quick COVID mention. Yeah, start this week, lots of schools reporting they've sent whole year groups home, and 160 kids from a school in Cheshire, year 9 at a local school not far from here, 15 in a class in a primary school not too far away. So yeah, we've done well to dodge the bullet until today. We had 2 cases reported in the same year group, and on the back of that, about 50 year 10s have had to isolate. I suspect we will have more cases as time goes on. I think we've done pretty well to get 2 weeks in and be in this situation. But at least now, most of the year 10s and 12s have finished most of their assessments. And our job is to keep as many pupils in for the remaining 4 or 5 weeks as we possibly can. Now, we will take measures in school. But I think the biggest thing is to continue with the testing, the bi-weekly testing. The numbers have picked up a little bit again, but the best way of handling this situation is for pupils to come to school under the reassurance that they are not positive rather, at that moment in time. So testing twice a week, 3 to 5 days apart, that is the advice. I've met twice with Trafford Public Health this week, and that is their recommendation. So please, 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 can I ask that you get your sons and daughters to test twice weekly so we can minimise the impact on school. Okay, and that's the very least that we can ask of you. Okay, no, but I'll keep you up to date. Just the figures speak for themselves. Between the 15 to 19-year-olds, the figure has gone up to over 700 per 100,000. That's by far the highest it's been in recent times. And of course, it's down adults because more and more of adults are being vaccinated. But please, youngsters, get yourself tested, and let's all keep us in school as much as we possibly can. And I hope those year 10s who are isolating are well and stay well, and we'll see you back in a week or so's time. Okay. So yeah, just get that one out of the way. Testing. Let's carry on with that, please. Sports day today, as I say, hence my glow. Brilliant day, I have to say. It's so nice to do something. And of course, year 8s and year 7s, neither year group there have experienced a sports day before. And year 9s, of course, join them. We had lots of helpers from year 11 and 12 as well out there. But the Key Stage 3 young people who took part today were absolutely outstanding. Their behaviour was impeccable. The site was litter-free when we left, and we got the best part of 450 young people competing and spectating today. So well done to you all. A big pat on the back, and I'm sure Mr. Tomlinson, as head of Key Stage 3, and Mrs. Cooper, who was back in school in the P department, and all the tutors who were there, were exceptionally proud of what you delivered today, both on the track and the field, but also your behaviour in the stand and the spirit. When there's a child who perhaps is not, shall we say, leading the race in 800 metres or further, and they get a big cheer from the crowd to carry them home that final straight. It really is heartwarming, and our young people really are fabulous, and the spirit in the stands there, and their goodwill towards one another, and the competitive nature as well, in the right spirit, was absolutely superb. So well done, young people, for your performance today at Sports Day. It was at the very best of Wellington, and thankfully we got it back on after a couple of years. Okay, just to go back, just reminding me of events and the COVID situation. It's pretty certain that the transition day, if anybody has a sibling or child in year 6 coming to us in September, it's pretty certain now that the transition day won't take place on July the 8th. It wasn't a major issue last year. It's nice to do these things. I'll do some virtual things and a virtual meeting with the parents that week on the 5th. But the actual induction day will now be put back to September for most young people. Other events, I say, like the soiree for the year 13 has now been cancelled. And of course, we cannot bring our year 11s back into school to do anything major on the basis of last week's announcement. So disappointing, but we'll keep that sense of normality as best we can. Last Saturday, thanks to the DV team, led by Miss Challoner, we had 120 or so pupils from year 9 doing bronze training in school. A group of about 20 year 11s have done some silver training this week, canoeing with Glenn Rees from Grip Adventure ahead of their Assess expedition. We've had year 7 practices in tennis. We've got some netball and some basketball fixtures coming up. We've also had this last week a 2-night residential with our year 12 geographers in Blencathra. So lots going on that we should be pleased about, and that degree of normality is resuming. Hopefully that will increase over the course of the next few weeks if we carry on testing and keeping ourselves safe in school. So yeah, all lots of good stuff there. There's a few other items on the bulletin around LAMDA, the drama and speaking assessments that pupils do outside of school. Then whether a tutor comes in. Mr. Scott, I think something to say about the Movements for Change, a programme that the Robert Kennedy Foundation, we are working with them to encourage that sense of healthy activism amongst our pupils. That begins with year 7 this coming week. So yeah, lots going on. Okay, so I said it'd be fairly brief tonight. There's lots I could go on about, but I'm pretty tired at the end of a long week and a little bit sunburned, it looks like. And let's get home and crack one open, a nice cold one, and settle down for England putting a few past our Scottish brethren, shall we say. Okay, thanks for that. Sorry to waffle a bit today, and mine's on a number of things this evening, I have to say. But thank you again for everything. I hope you've had a good week. Hope you have an even better weekend. Hope the weather stays fine. Looking okay at the moment, but overcast. But yeah, as always, thanks for your support. Any queries you may have about anything, please get in touch. In the meantime, I wish you a happy and a safe weekend. Focus and emphasis on the latter, safe. Okay, guys, take care. Speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.